Live conversation and lively debate about what's trending in the Carolinas. This is Sunday Nights with Odi Fitzgerald on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. Now here's Odi.
Well, hello there, and you are very welcome to Sunday Nights with me, Odi Fitzgerald. On the show tonight, yes, we have a brand new president. Well, look it, he's back in office. He's new enough. He's only a week back in office. Also, going to be talking about illegal immigrants. Well, they're telling people not to try and go to America once they've been deported. And this is something slightly controversial. Should everything that the British Empire, I don't want to say stole, but everything that the British Empire have, should they give back? I'll be talking about that. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on absolutely everything that I am talking about tonight. You can text me on the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line, 800-905-0989. If you want to talk to Odi, well, you can get me on the PhD Weight Loss Talk line, which is 800-905-0989. That's funny. Two of them are the same number. Yeah, you wouldn't. You can talk or text, whichever you want to do. If you're going to give me a call coming close to the ad break, and I can give you an answer. Because yes, I am here on my own in the studio. And, sometimes I get things said to me when I'm here on my own in the studio. Like, the text line is always open. And we're always reading text. As I'm getting ready for the show, I read text. And somebody sent a message about an hour ago. And they said, have you ever seen a ghost? Right. That's comforting as I'm here on my own in the studio. Don't forget, you can catch me on the stream. I am streaming live on Facebook, on YouTube. You can get me on the News Talk WORD 98.9 Facebook page and on my own Facebook page, Odi_Fitzgerald. And I am on YouTube as well. Check out my YouTube channel, Odrin Fitzgerald. But first, did you watch the inauguration? Did you watch it? Did you sit down and did you have your friends, family? It was Martin Luther King Day. So a lot of people were off. A lot of people did have the day off. And I watched it. What did you think of it? Let me know. Tell me what you thought about it. Text line is there. And it was the first one. It was the first inauguration that I watched that I analyzed it a lot, and I had a vested interest in it. You know, when Sleepy Joe was he was sworn into office 4 years ago. You know, I didn't really pay much attention to it, and I think I was working that day, and I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it because I knew what was about to happen. But I decided to watch the President Trump's one, and I was very interested. There was a lot of stuff happened, and I'd never seen it before. I didn't know what was going to happen. What did you think of it? Were you impressed? Now I can tell you, as a person that watches body language, I watch body language a lot. I like to watch people. I'm a people watcher. You know, if I'm in a cafe in a busy town or a busy city, and there's people walking past, I'll look out the window and I'll be watching them, and I'm like, you can tell if someone's having a bad day, and you can tell if someone's happy, and that's something I like to do as well. If I'm having a really crappy day, a bad day, I'm not going to walk around with a big long face and kind of, the world is out to get me. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to walk around with a smile on my face. I'm going to leave people wondering, like, why is that guy smiling? What has that guy got to be happy about? I like to do stuff like that. But yeah, I was looking at the inauguration, and I was looking at all the body language, and I was watching all the different people walking around, and I had a fun time watching it. First thing I want to ask, and maybe you can answer this, because I was online and I was looking at lots of different theories and lots of different speculation. Where was Big Mike? Where was Michelle Obama? She may not like the Donald, but has she not got some sort of a duty as a former first lady I look, you know, I'm not maybe not a big person to stand on ceremony, but I think that's something she should have, she should have, stepped up to the mark and gone to the inauguration. Is it just me? Am I just kind of like, well, maybe she should have been there? Now you can say as well whatever you want about Barack Obama. You can give out about him, and you can say that he done this and he done that. But I will tell you one thing: that guy has a presence about him. He has a kind of an aura. He kind of glide. He kind of glided in. He had a swag. I was just watching him. I was like, that guy has got a swag. He's got this kind of. He's so laid back. He's almost horizontal. He's just walking along. He's like, oh yeah, I'm walking here. Watch me walk. Watch me walking. So I was kind of like, okay, okay. Let's get on to Kamala Harris. Oh, okay. She just didn't want to be there, did she? She was. Listen, I understand. I understand that the election didn't go her way. I get it. I get it. I know. I know. It's just, yeah. Got a text in. He's got presence enough to pull Jennifer Aniston. Is that true? Is that true? You know, Jennifer Aniston. The reason I used to watch Friends back in the day. I was a young. Well, 1994 it came out. I was only 13 years old, and yeah, we all know what happens in the mind of a 13-year-old. Yes, I said 13. I can't say it properly. 13-year-old Irish guy or any red-blooded young man. Hormones are flying through the body, and then you're watching Friends, and well, has he pulled Jennifer Aniston? I'm curious about that. Is that why Big Mike wasn't there? Well, maybe Jennifer should have been there. Yeah, Kamala did not want to be there. She did not. Now, did you see the hate and the? Sorry, someone's after texting something. I ain't going. No. They just said that is why we all watch Friends. They said it was a cold studio. Just going to leave it at that. Yeah, no. Did you see Hillary's face? Were you looking at Hillary's face? She had a face on her like a bulldog eating a wasp. She was just sitting back, and every move that everybody made, you could tell that she was eyeballing them. She was giving them all the stink eye. The stink eye. She was just like if you're watching on the stream, that's the stink eye. I'm giving the stink eye right now. What she was doing, she was giving the stink eye. And then, of course, we have George W. What was George W. doing? Seriously, what was George W. doing? It looked like somebody kept telling him jokes. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Poor old Sleepy Joe. Oh, yeah, he kept zoning in and out, and he'd shake hands when someone came towards him, and yeah. I like to think that Sleepy Joe is in a lovely house now somewhere, and that he is beside some fire, and he's got a little blanket covering him up a little bit, and he's covering over his legs, and he's drinking a hot chocolate, and he's probably already forgotten about the last 4 years and whatever happens. So I can imagine, and I hope he's getting some rest, and he's, as I say, drinking a hot chocolate or eating some vanilla ice cream, and of course the Donald. Did you watch Donald Trump? Did you watch Donald Trump walking in to the rotunda? He, without saying a word, possibly because he wasn't mic'd at the time, but I was watching him and I was like, that's my president. There he is right there. Oh, yeah. And I'm glad. Despite what everybody says back in Europe and all that kind of, they're giving out about him. Stop giving out about him. Stop it. I've had a lot of people calling me and texting me, read the news. And I sent them the news articles. I've sent people, see, news doesn't travel across the pond. It doesn't travel across the pond. Bad news travels across the pond. And again, it angered me a little bit. I'm putting it out there. I'm glad. I am glad that Donald Trump is representing us on the world stage. But I tell you one thing, did it seem very rushed? Did the whole thing seem a little bit rushed? Like when Uncle JD was there and he was getting swore in. He was swearing in, and his family were there. And then it was always like, okay, hurry, run, rush. Let's get Donald done. Do you swear, Dave? Blah, 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 blah. His family weren't even up yet. Malana wasn't there. Barron didn't. Barron was, Barron's a big guy. It takes a long time for him to get. I know he could do it in one stride. He's about 19'12", but it was just kind of like quick. It was a thing of hurry up. Let's swear in the big fella. Let's get this done. I don't know. I just thought it was a little bit kind of crazy and rushed. Yeah. On the text, why was Hillary there? I don't know. I have no idea. And Texter says something about George and W. You know what you said. When I get back, we'll be talking about a bishop. Yeah, you're listening to News Talk 98.9 WRD, voice of the Carolinas.
Your Sunday night destination for live discussion. This is Sunday Nights with Odi Fitzgerald.
On News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. Straight Talk with Bill Frady.
Well, a lot of all of this stuff that you're looking at right now today where people are saying, well, this is acceptable. I wonder what the politicians would have to say to that, because they're nearly as culpable as the insurance systems are. And the insurance guys, it's okay to kill them. Does that mean that the 18 to 29-year-olds think it's okay to kill politicians for the same reason? Because it's basically the same thing. That's where the problem becomes.
Straight Talk with Bill Frady. Now weekdays noon to 3.
News Talk 98.9
WORD.
The voice of the Carolinas.
Now, the Carolinas' most trusted forecast from the News Talk 98.9 WORD Weather Center. Rain showers likely tonight. Otherwise, cloudy skies expected.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, David. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Someone parked in the parking lot. I don't know why. When you've been here before. Ta-da! No, well, I got my haircut a while ago. I cleaned my beard up a little bit. Maybe that's what the difference is. That could be the thing. I don't know. Maybe I'll play this one when I come back in. That's funny. I'm not drinking water tonight. I'm having a Gatorade because I felt there's a lot of stuff going around. There's a lot of bugs and stuff like that. I hope I'm not getting anything. I hope I'm not getting a bug, but I just needed a little bit of energy tonight. So I said I'd get a Gatorade. I went for breakfast this morning. I went to Waffle House. On Sundays, I like to go to Waffle House. I kind of, it's my day of, Sunday's my day of, do you know what? I'm just going to do it. So I went to Waffle House this morning and I got a coffee. It was terrible. It was the worst. It was the worst coffee I've had in millennia. Trey, what's happening, man? Did I do the stand-up comedy? No, sir, I did not. It wasn't happening the night that I was going to do it, and that was 2 weeks ago, and I haven't gone back since. I don't know whether to do some of my old material or to do new material. I have been writing. I've been writing material. But yeah. Yeah, Dave. Actually, do you know what? I'll mention a lot of this stuff when we get back on air. We've got a couple of minutes. We've got a minute to get back. 4 years, maybe, David, is it? Dave's not here, man. Hey, open up, man. It's Dave. Now I know I'm going to get along without you in my heart. Took him everything that I had. Sorry, I move this away because when I don't talk into this microphone for a bit, it picks up breathing, and I know I breathe. I got big lungs. I breathe heavy. Anyway, let's go do radio. Now on the stream has been pretty busy already this evening. What have we got? Let me just go back up here a little bit. Harold was saying rumors is that the Obamas may be getting divorced. You never know. You never know. Dave says Big Mike was missing. He had an appointment to get a Brazilian. Fair enough. We've got somebody else saying that George W. found the missing gummies. Okay. Well, look at gummy bears. Yeah, I can say anything about that. Members of the memes the memes of George W at the inauguration were really funny. There's a lot of them. A lot of different memes are coming in over that and all of the stuff he's saying. Yeah, there is some funny stuff. Somebody asked, did I go to the Comedy Zone? No, I didn't. I was going to go and do a little bit of comedy, but I didn't do it yesterday. And Dave was saying to me that he was saying to his boss in work that Uncle Donny is only in office about 5 days and already customer confidence is through the roof. They were busier than they have been for, I don't know, maybe 3 years. 3 years. I think it was 4 years, Dave. I think it was 4 years. What have we got on the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line? Odi, the female bishop who was begging Donald Trump not to murder LGBTQ plus families. What? Why? Like, no. Texter, I'm 100% with you on this one because I'm just about to talk to the bishop. No, I'm not going to talk to the bishop. I'm going to talk about the bishop. As you know, the Right Reverend Marianne Buddy. Is it Buddy or Beauty? Well, she made headlines this week after she angered President Trump. I don't think she angered him. I think she let her voice be heard, and just some of the things that she came out with were just, come on, seriously. It reminds me of, now, I know. We all know my religious beliefs, and but I don't trash anybody's religious beliefs. I never will. I never talk bad about anybody's religious beliefs. But she was there and she was saying that he needs to examine what he's doing, and there's LGBT communities, and there is. Let me see what she has. She says, I make this one final plea to Mr. President. The soft-spoken bishop said from the pulpit in Washington National Center. Nothing soft-spoken about her at all. I have to ask you for mercy upon the people in your country who are scared now. Do you want to text in? Anybody scared? Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800-905-0989. Let me know if you're scared. I don't think any of them are. She goes on to say that there are gay, lesbian, transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families who fear for their lives. Fear for their lives? Has Donald come out and declared war against people that are in the gay, lesbian, transgender community? I don't think so. But it's not like the church to kind of blow things out of proportion. Yeah, no, I had to look it up because I thought she was in the Catholic Church. And if she was in the Catholic Church and she was going to throw stones, yeah, remember how that went for you? Actually, hang on. Let me we'll just pop this one on here, and this one there, and this one here, and I'll pop over here, and we'll just click this one, and let's see what J.D. Vance has to say about it.
We're going to enforce immigration law. Okay. We're going to protect the American people. Yeah. Donald Trump promised to do that, and I believe the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, if they're worried about the humanitarian costs of immigration enforcement, let them talk about the children who have been sex trafficked because of the wide open border.
Okay. There's Vice President J.D. Vance talking about the poor children. This is the Catholic Church who are saying that they're worried about things. Okay. But yeah. But then you have a bishop in Washington who's getting on her pulpit and she's saying, "Oh, Donald, please don't." Seriously? She went on to say that there is a vast majority of migrants are not criminals, calling them good neighbors and faithful members of religious communities. So see, here's the thing, okay? If you're in the country illegally, okay, there is so many ways. Now, here's the thing. There is so many ways that you can become a legal member of the American community. When I was back home in Ireland many, many years ago, it's coming up on 7 years. 7 years. On the 20th of February, I will be in the country 7 years. Okay. And when I was back home, people said to me, "Oh, what's going to happen? Are you going to get your green card straight away or what?" And I said, No, I'm going over on a visa. And once I have my visa, I'll apply for my green card, then I'll apply for my citizenship, and so on and so forth, and that's doing it the right way. And if people want to come to America and they want to do it the right way, open arms, open hearts, open minds. That's what we have, because I have never met a nicer bunch of people than the Americans who have welcomed me into South Carolina, into America. Again, open arms. I've got people living in my subdivision, Democratic people, Republicans, independent voters, every single one of them, open arms. Odi, you're very welcome. Your whole family, very welcome. Granted, I'm the only one in my family that isn't American, but and it's open arms. But if you come to America illegally, then you're breaking laws. And the other thing is, if you come to America legally, if you come the legal way, and there is people, I actually don't know anybody in America on what we call a J1 visa, which is a student visa, which means that during the summer months, kids from Ireland come to America and they stay for 3 months, they work, they have fun, they party, they drink an absolute huge amount of alcohol, and then they go back to Ireland and they reminisce about the great time they had in America. While they're here, they can try to extend their visa and they can stay a little bit longer and party a lot harder. It happens. It's something similar to what I did. Originally came to America for 2 weeks. Here I am 7 years later because I fell in love with the place. But I've done it legally. If you're doing it legally, if you're coming into the country legally, by all means stay. But here's the thing, is that the people that are coming in illegally, they don't want to do what Odi had to do. Open up the checkbook and give the government a load of money. I'm not going to say how much money it was because, my dear listener, you will fall over when I tell you how much money it has cost me to become, first of all, a green card holder, which I am. And when I go on to be a citizen, it costs money. It really does. It costs money. It's not cheap. There is good people. There is good people who have emigrated, and they may not have emigrated right now. They're breaking the law, but they're nice people and good and friendly people. Yes, there are 100%. But if you're going to come and live in the land of the free, which it is, and I will be talking about that later in the show, if you're going to come and live in the land of the free, then you have to be willing to do it the right way. Otherwise, you're committing a crime. Am I right or wrong? Only every illegal alien is a criminal. They broke the very first American law that ever applied to them. Do you see? That's it. When I come back, I'm going to be chatting more about that. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WRD, Voice of the Carolinas. Trey, that's terrible, but I am going to tell it on the air. Yes, I am. Loads of time yet. Loads of time yet. The only scared ones are the little kids that religion pays on. Yeah, that's... Yep. They have a bit of a history, Dave. You're dead right. I'm only happy when it rains. I'm only happy when the sun is shining. Why is that song stuck in my head again tonight? So, who's it by? Oh, it's a song by Garbage. I'm only happy when it rains. Look it up later on. Look it up when the show is over if you want to. For some reason, that song was stuck in my head. I can't. Yes. I will agree with you on that one, David. Yeah, roads are covered in them. You can see them on I-85. They're white. They're white on the verges on the outside of it. Maybe that's why I'm singing I'm only happy when it rains, because I wanted to hear Garbage and I want the rain to come down and whoosh. Oh, going to go fishing on Wednesday. Yes, I am looking forward to it. The weather is getting back to normal. I will be on the lake, fishy, catchy fishy. Look at, I don't even care if I catch fish. I'm going fishing. I like fishing. Lake Hartwell likes me. It gives me fish sometimes, and then it doesn't some other times. And I don't keep the fish. I've actually, in the 7 years that I've been on this land, I've only kept 4 fish. And the reason I kept them 4 fish is I was fishing just before Thanksgiving, myself and Jeremy. A lot of people know Jeremy, if he's out there. And I caught 4 big stripers. And he said to me, can I have them? And I said, you certainly can. And he did. And that was the only reason I kept a few fish on Lake Hartwell. I don't really like eating fish unless it's cod. And I do like cod. And I'm not codding. I'm waking up. I've been tired. I've been kind of flemina. That's a word. Flemina. So today has been one of those flemina kind of days. Pull those memory down. And it's kind of warm in the studio. Fixed it. So on the common sense retirement planning text, and I was talking about the bishop, the Bishop of Washington, and the fact that she was trying to annoy I think that's all she was doing. I think she was up on her high horse and she just found her moment. Look at if you see, here's the thing. If she wanted to have a conversation with the president, she is high enough ranking within the world to be able to get in contact with the president's people and say, I would like to have a private audience with the president. I would like to have a private conversation with the president. I would like to express my beliefs. And I would like to tell him what I feel would be good for him to do, or what I feel. But no, she used, now, yes, I know, there is the right of free speech. Everybody here within America has the right of free speech. And yes, the bishop has it as well. But she just want to make a name for herself? I mean, all right, just tonight, 10 o'clock, after the Crazy Irishman is off your radio waves, go and look up the Bishop of Washington, D.C., and you will see that there is pages upon pages upon pages of waffle being spouted about her because, she just wanted it. She just wanted it. On the text line, Common Sense Retirement Planning text line, 800-905-0989. It goes on to say that the bishop also said that these... Okay. Now, I'm just going to cue this up for a second, all right? And Texter, you're right. No, Texter, you are 100% right. The bishop went on to say that these illegal immigrants, they're paying their taxes. How? They're what? Okay, Odi's brain is after just exploding a little bit. Yes, I understand that if they're buying stuff in the store, they're paying taxes on it. Yes, 100%. I agree with that. That's another topic that we're going to talk about some other night, that there is too many taxes and we're paying too many taxes. I am not talking about it tonight because we can talk an entire show, the full 2 hours. We could talk about people paying too high of taxes because we do. We pay too high of taxes. If illegal immigrants are buying stuff in a store, if they're buying gas, they pay tax. If they're buying food, they pay tax. Clothes, they pay tax. They pay tax. But they're not paying IRS taxes. They're not paying state taxes. They're not paying county taxes. They're not paying any of them taxes. They're not paying taxes on their vehicles because chances are, well, unless they have... No, I mean, how are they driving vehicles? Look, I could stay on this topic all night, but I'm not going to. I am going to go to the... I'm going to go to the stream, and Trey sent me in a very... it was a very important message. He said to me, Odi, a young buzzard wandered off and decided that he would fly around the world. When he returned, he asked his mother, what is for dinner? And she said, carrion, my wayward son. You see, this is why I love the people that listen. I love my audience. You're amazing. You are amazing. Yes. Please send in all your terrible jokes. You know you want to. Odi, Trump has called for other countries to end criminalization of homosexuality. Yeah, no. And see, that's the thing. He is also part of pro-life president. Yes, he is. He is part of pro-life. And he has called because he does not want to kill anybody. He doesn't. What president? Well, no, don't answer that one. But he doesn't want to kill anybody. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. He doesn't want to declare war on anybody. He doesn't. That's not what the president does. But he wants to make it clear that there's male and female. That's what we all started out with. And if you want to be part of the homosexual lifestyle or the lesbian lifestyle or LGBTQ or any of those, go for it. More power to you. And I guarantee Donald will say the same thing to you. He will be like, yeah, more power to you. If you're a guy that likes guys, go for it. If you're a girl that likes girls, go for it. And he's not going to stop you from doing it. But there's just so many issues with grown men dressing as women, going into women's changing rooms, dressing rooms, and there's little kids in there. Excuse me. You know, yeah. Now, why do you think, now tell me this, why do you think that a doctor needs a security team? Okay? That's the question. That is the burning question I'm asking in this segment is why do you think a doctor needs a security team? President Donald Trump has terminated Dr. Anthony Fauci's security detail that was being provided and paid for by the National Institutes of Health. So we were paying for it. Because you know where the funding for the National Institute of Health comes from, your pocket. Just check your billfold there. Yeah, there's a couple of dollars missing out of there. Well, that's why, because you were protecting Dr. Anthony Fauci. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, I didn't want to do it. But why would a doctor? Just let me think about this. First of all, why would a doctor need to be pardoned by a president? Okay, a doctor. Okay, now I know what you're saying, Odie. There's some doctors out there and they're questionable. Yes, they are. Yes, so there is. Most of them, 100%, good guys. Nurses, doctors, good people, really good people. But the fact that Anthony Fauci needed to have a security detail, what does that tell you? Again, the fact that he had to be pardoned, what did he do? What did Anthony Fauci do that made him need to get a pardon from Sleepy Joe? Anthony, let's go get ice cream. You're pardoned, by the way. What did he do? Well, we know what he did. He turned the country upside down, inside out, back to front and sideways. Because he thought that he was right. Not at all. Look, I understand. I get that people were very, very badly affected by the coronavirus, which was a virus that the CIA are now saying, yes, the CIA have come out and they have said, hang on, let me go here. I have it written down here somewhere and I shall just pop this one there. CIA have come out and they have said they have done an investigation on the coronavirus. Let me see if I can find it here. I had it here. I was looking at it earlier on. Of course, when I want to see it, it's not there. Here we go. CIA believes that the coronavirus, COVID-19 virus, likely originated from a laboratory in China. That is something we don't know. Although it's low confidence in this conclusion. Seriously. The assessment released by the request of the Biden administration suggests that the lab was more... Yeah. No. However, they're saying that there's a debate about the virus origins, and they say it could have been natural. No. The coronavirus, it was not natural. There might have been a flu, because every year there is a new strain of flu. Yes, there is. 100% there is a new strain of flu that goes around every year, because as we know, the flu, it learns and it reacts and it changes every single year, and it tries to do my damage to us all. If Fauci hadn't acted like he was a hero, he wouldn't have needed security details. Texter, no, you're right, and he wasn't a hero. Yes, I know people died. I know, and it was a bad flu. It was a really bad flu. But there is people who are getting COVID-19 now. And you remember Fauci said to us, everybody needs to have their masks on. Everybody needs to, go 6 feet away from people, and you need to split up your families, and you need to stay indoors, and we need to close down all the restaurants, and we need to stop the economy completely. We need to get the economy, and we need to just put a big halt to the economy. We need to stop everything straight away. That's what we need to do. We need to do it now. We need to do it yesterday. Everybody needs to listen to everything I say, because I am the law. Well, how did that work for you? Now you've had to hire your own security team at a great cost of money. You know all that money that you made? Don't, listener, don't kid yourself in the fact that he did not make money from the COVID virus. Yes, he did. How much were the World Health Organization paying this absolute quack? Because that's what he was, or is. Calm down a little bit again. Just down a little bit. The coronavirus did kill a lot of people. It did. But a lot of people, and I'm not making light of the situation, a lot of people die from the flu every single year. The at-risk people with lung conditions, with respiratory conditions, with pre-existing conditions, because there's people out there with pre-existing conditions. If they get the flu, it's not great for them. It's not. When I come back, never leave a man behind. Yeah. Never, ever leave a man behind. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. I need to get music. Exciting news from Union Medical Center. We're going to move to a brand new location opening February 11th. Experience the convenience of all your healthcare needs in one place. Physician practices, outpatient services, and inpatient care, all under one roof. Join us for community tours on Tuesday, February 4th, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and be among the first to explore our state-of-the-art facility, Union Medical Center, making your healthcare journey easier. For more details, visit SpartanburgRegional.com. This is the great one, Mark Levin. Look at our employment situation. They want to spend trillions of dollars, they say, to help employment, and yet they want to bring in tens of thousands of low-income individuals who would take jobs at the bottom of the rung of the ladder, take it away from... Ha! David, that wouldn't surprise me, man. It honestly wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, but Dave, you know what they say about the interwebs? It won't. The interwebs won't refuse ink, or something along those lines. Well, actually, hold on. If it's on the interweb, it's true. It's true. Thanks, David. Rocking out, baby. Rocking out. This is an exclusive for the stream. Will I try and get a third hour? Yeah, Abraham Lincoln did say that. It was on the internet as well. Do you think I shall try and push for a third hour? How would you feel about 3 hours? 3 hours of Odi on Sunday night. How would that grab you? Could be it, That's just on the stream, just for the streamers. I could float it to the boss man. I could say, is there any chance? Any chance? Odi could do 3 hours, possibly. I mean, he can only say one of two things. He'll either say, yeah, sure thing, buddy, or he'll say, He's only on number 2. Yes. Yes, we do. I thank you, Mama Bev. Thanks for listening. Won't be using that bit again. Don't like that one. I do like the Smashing Pumpkins, but for some reason, not that one. During year one of COVID-19, this is on the text line, Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800-905-0981. During 1 year of COVID deaths, the CDC recorded 0 deaths from the flu. It's medically impossible. Yes, it is. We always have at least 30,000 flu deaths. Yes, we do. We always do. Everybody knows that when but see, the COVID-19 was the flu. It was just a new variant of the flu. Granted, it was a variant of the flu that was man-made. Did I say that out loud? Not going to say it. But yes. Odi, Dr. Fauci illegally funded gain from the was it the fractional research of the Wuhan Institute? Yeah, you see, I don't, yeah, he's just bad guy. Good people don't need protection. They don't. Good people do not need any kind of protection. Now, never, ever, ever leave a man behind. I know it is a motto of some of, is it all? I think it's all of the military organizations here in America. I think it is. And if you're an American, if you are an American citizen, you will always get back into America. Always get back into America. No two ways about it. Even if you were a bad person, even if you're an American citizen, if you were born, raised, or if you're a citizen here, if you turn into a citizen like I'm about to do, and if you are, it doesn't matter your circumstances, you will always get back into America. Even if you have to go to jail when you get back to America, you'll get back into America. You never leave a man behind. It's the same with Ireland. They will always repatriate their citizens in Ireland as well. So, you'll always get back. You'll always get back. Not in Colombia. U.S. President Donald Trump has announced the regulatory measures against Colombia after the country rejected 2 United States military flights carrying migrants. Donald Trump ordered tariffs, visas, restrictions, and other actions, citing national security concerns. And the Colombian president, Gustavo Petro, stated that his government would not accept deportation flights until migrants are treated with dignity. In response, Donald Trump imposed tariffs and visas and restrictions on Colombia officials and supporters, raising concerns that the trade deflects with the impact on the U.S. and Colombian regulations. Colombia is significant trade with the U.S. And yeah, coffee comes from there. You drink your coffee in the morning, comes from there. Hunter Biden really likes the place for some reason. I don't know why. There's lots of trade agreements in place. See, here's the thing, right? And it came out just before we went on the news that the Colombian president has now said that he is going to send aircraft to pick up those guys that Donald sent already. So Donald sent people home that weren't supposed to be in this country. They broke the law. Okay. So he sent them home, but Colombia said, no, we don't want them back. And then they made up some BS story that, until they're treated correctly, if, right? And this is a massive if. No, actually, we're going to talk about patio furniture. You know my very good friend, Patio Furniture? He's a small little guy, and he breaks a lot of laws. I need to talk to him about that. He needs to stop. Patio Furniture breaks a lot of laws. If he was being sent back to Ireland, now they'd have to catch him first. If he was being sent back to Ireland, he would be sent back to Ireland in handcuffs. He would have handcuffs. He would have restraints. He would probably have 2 police officers with him or correctional officers. I want you, my beautiful listener, I want you to tell me, am I right or wrong? But if he was being deported, he would be deported. Could be deported on a military aircraft, more than likely on a civilian aircraft. He will have handcuffs on him. This is Patio Furniture. Handcuffs, and he will not be treated favorably because he broke laws in the US, and he would be sent back to Ireland. And the Irish authorities would take him back and they'd say, now, Patty, you've done some bad stuff and you're going to jail. And we'll hold on. We'll give the American boys their handcuffs back, and we'll put on some Irish handcuffs. They're greener. So if you break the law in a country and you get sent back to your country of origin, you're going to be sent back in handcuffs and probably leg restraints. Okay, but is there something that we're missing? Is there a reason that the Colombian president said, no, I don't want them people to come back? Because is it a case? Now, I'm just throwing this out here. I'm just spitballing. Is it a thing that the Colombian president doesn't want these certain people back because he was glad to be rid of them? Were they criminals? Is it a case of, your problem now, you keep them, buddy? But the Trump administration is reportedly working with El Salvador, right, on an asylum agreement. So, they've given the Colombians an option, and they've said, no, we don't want them back. Now they're saying, we're going to send an aircraft to go pick them up. Yeah, BS. Okay, BS on that one. The Trump administration is reportedly working with El Salvador on an asylum agreement that would allow U.S. deportee migrants into the Central American Company. It is a safe third country, so it's an option. It's a third option that will deal with U.S. immigration officials and non-Salvadorian migrants. El Salvador will be seeking. So Trump has said he has done a deal. He has signed a deal that if people can't get back to their own country, for some reason, if they're seeking asylum, if they need help, El Salvador is going to take the people. El Salvador is like, yeah, come on. We've got room for everybody. Come on in. But they're probably going to check their histories, and they're probably going to check their past, and they're probably going to check if they're bad people. They're not just going to allow everybody in. That's a problem. That is a problem. It's a problem that's been happening in Ireland, and people have been talking to me. I was talking to a very good friend from Ireland today. He's actually now living in America. He moved over last year. And he was saying to me that he's worried in Ireland because everybody's getting in. And the UK is upside down, back to front. It's just, I don't know. I'll go to the text line. I can fix the problem with the Colombians. Parachutes deployed, static lines, armed US soldiers with fixed bayonets helping to target off the tailgate of the plane. That's one way to do it. It's probably a little bit harsh, Texter 090. It's probably a little bit, just, I mean, we could let the plane land, okay? we can let it that way. I like what you're thinking. You're thinking outside the plane. I mean, outside the box. I get it. If it was good enough for the United States paratroopers, which they still do, I don't think they do it on static lines anymore. If you're in the paratroopers, right, are there still paratroopers? Or are they just troopers? I don't know. 800-905-0989. Enlighten your Irish radio presenter. Let him know are there still paratroopers. It is one way to do it. Static lines, it was good enough for them, Would you do it still? I wouldn't. I jumped out of a plane once. I don't think I'll ever do it again. It's a good plane. Brought me up into the air. Should bring me back down again. When I come back, I am going to be talking about the North Carolina relief. And I'm going to be talking about Donald and Melania, who were up in North Carolina this week. They had a walk around and they were talking to a lot of the families. And I want to hear your thoughts about that. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WORD. It is the voice of the Carolinas. Sorry, I was dancing to my music. I was just talking about that. And in retaliation, will be imposing a 25% tariff on all goods. Somebody says, yeah, they're right the first time, third world countries. That's funny. He also said a travel ban and visa restrictions for Colombia government officials and allies will be imposed, as well as strict financial
Fox's Dana Marie McNichol. Well, Colombia's president has since caved to President Trump's demand, even offering to use his presidential plane to bring migrants back home to Colombia. Another round of hostages released by Hamas as Israel accuses them of breaking the ceasefire deal.
After 477 days of waiting, 4 Israeli hostages were released from Hamas captivity on Saturday morning. The women were paraded through Gaza City across a stage before they were taken into the...
What does it mean, Dave?
Red Cross. Emotional moments as the Israeli soldiers reunited with their family members along the Gaza border before being flown to a hospital in central Israel. The exchange...
You crochet while you listen. What do you crochet? Sorry, Bev, I'm just a little bit kind of like, I don't know any crochet people. I do, but I don't really, you know. I think it's cool. You're making knots. That's what you're doing. Yeah, he did. Dave, he did. He caved. He's like, oh, man, the world is listening. I'm going to talk about that when I come back, actually. That's funny. Oh, yeah. Ah, cool. We actually, yeah, when my boy was, when Lachlan was born, we got a crocheted blanket. We actually got a crocheted Baby Yoda. You know, Baby Yoda, you know the little Yoda character? We got a crocheted Baby Yoda. That was really cool. That was fun. That was from a person back in Ireland who did that for me. Or us. I have 2 minutes to go. Why am I putting my headphones on? I have got a crazy week coming up at work this week, and when I leave here, I'm going to be leaving the studio as quick as I can. I'm going to be going home. I'm going to be sleeping. Tired. Just hearing about that, a Florida man made online threats towards the Donald. Don't do that. That's poking the bear. Don't be doing that.
Was found with cocaine leading to a drug charge as well. There's no word, however, on the exact nature of the alleged online threats. Atkins lives a few miles from President Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach, but there's no indication he took any steps toward going there. Paul Stevens, Fox News.
Wet weather is bringing some relief for firefighters in Southern California, but as the area is set to receive its first significant rainfall in months, there could be more danger. Fox's Christina Coleman reports from Pacific Palisades.
All of this fire-scarred land and debris is getting hit hard with rain, which trigger these mudslides and can bring with it lots of debris flows full of hazardous materials. You know, this
send me a message. Send me a message. No, Bev, I'm a little bit under the weather, just a wee bit. I can feel something. I had kind of a sore throat this morning when I woke up, so. But I'm okay. I'm good.
A flood watch has been issued for the region. Rainfall totals of a half inch to an inch forecast.
Okay, let's do radio. In a minute.
Increased 6 cents over the last 2 weeks to $3.19 a gallon. Now, this is according to industry analyst Toby Lundberg. She publishes the Lundberg.
For some reason, I've shown you all this stuff before. Yeah, my throat is a bit raspy. Providential? Providential? Is that a word? Am I saying it right? Am I being weird? And you're very welcome back to the second hour. Odi sounds like he's getting sick, apparently. Could be a little bit. Just a little bit under the weather. Donald is back in. Donald is back in. Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800 905 0989. We have a Limerick alert. Our good buddy Alan Orr in Spartanburg. He says, "Oh yes, Odi, we have a new president. Now that Trump is officially sworn in, it is clear that he was destined to win. Provincial protection, a landslide election, and we have a real president again." There you go. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah. Oh, somebody found out what. No, maybe I won't say that. I'm on the text line, Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800 905 0989, or you can get me on the PhD Weight Loss Program talk line, which is also 800 905 0989. If you want to give me a call coming into the ad breaks. As I say, I'm here. I'm on my own, running the board and talking to you. That's what I do. If you want to have a little look at Odi, lots and lots of stuff happening on the streamline. You can go on to the 98.9 WORD Facebook page and you can check out your friendly Irish American radio presenter. Yeah, some people say that, it's the best Sunday night show on the station. It's the only Sunday night show between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. I'm having fun tonight. Yeah, my throat is a little bit, just a little bit, but it's getting there. Now, as you know, yes, we do. We have a brand new president, Donald John Trump. He's back in office again. Well, he went up to North Carolina, and he was helping out. Well, he's about to help out with all the relief things, and this is what he had to say when he was up in North Carolina during the week.
FEMA has been a very big disappointment. They cost a tremendous amount of money. It's very bureaucratic, and it's very slow.
You need roads built. We're talking about the bridge. We're talking about roads and things. So we got to get them built. Today, I'll also be signing an executive order slashing all red tape and bureaucratic barriers and permits to ensure the rapid reconstruction of the roads here in Western North Carolina. Unfortunately, our government failed you, but it wasn't the Trump government. It was a government run by Biden.
I think, frankly, FEMA is not good. FEMA's turned out to be a disaster. I think we're going to recommend that FEMA go away.
I believe him. I do believe him. I do like the way he does this. Listen here.
Biden.
Just listen. You get
Biden.
Yeah. And a little laugh at the end. I think I need to keep this. I need to save this bit. You ready? We just listen again. Just
Biden.
It's the little giggle at the end. It's the
Biden.
It's the little giggle. It's the little hit. He's kind of, even he knows. Donald knows what happened. He knows what's been going on for the last couple. Do you want to just hear it again? Just hear it.
Biden.
It's the little giggle. I do. I like the little giggle. But, not to make light of a big situation. Yes, Donald Trump said on Friday that he plans to sign executive orders to overhaul the Federal Emergency Management Agency, which we know as FEMA. He traveled to one state working to recover from the catastrophic flooding, and another actively battling some of the worst wildfires. So yes, I think he was in California recently as well. When he was touring parts of North Carolina that were hit hardest by the flooding after Hurricane Helene, Trump said that he thinks that the FEMA, that I'm not going to say the thing again, is it's too bureaucratic and slow. He suggests that the state governments handle disasters within their states, which is fair enough. Speaking to reporters, Trump said that the forthcoming executive action would begin in the process and fundamentally reforming and overhauling FEMA and maybe getting rid of FEMA. As President Trump would not have the authority. No, I know he wouldn't have the authority, but he would have to go for the approval from Congress. Trump's press secretary later told reporters traveling on Air Force One that the executive order would direct a FEMA advisory council to look at the agency and the root of the corruption and the incompetence and the bureaucracy. So, things are going to, I strongly believe now that things are going to get done. Things are going to happen. On the text line, people saying, Biden. Yeah, no, I think I need to keep that. That needs to be something that's in my little bank to play all the time. But Donald knows what's happening. You're not going to pull the wool over Donald's eyes. You're not. Yeah, I know. I know. He's an older guy. Yeah, he is. What is he, 70, 76, 77? But he's sharp as a tack. You're not. Nobody is going to pull the wool over his eyes. And then the cabinet that he has made up, and he's got JD Vance. I know it's early days. But we've got the Donald for 4 years. We have the Donald for 4 years. It's going to be 4 glorious years. It's going to be short years. It's going to be very, very short years. But I believe once the 4 years are coming up, 3.5 years time, we're going to see JD Vance is going to step up. I'm happy about that because JD Vance doesn't pull his punches. He doesn't pull his punches. This is what he was saying about the immigration and the Catholic Church.
We're going to enforce immigration law. We're going to protect the American people.
Yeah.
Donald Trump promised to do that. And I believe the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, if they're worried about the humanitarian costs of immigration enforcement, let them talk about the children who have been sex trafficked because of the wide open border.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing that I do like about him, is because he was not afraid to say anything. He was talking about the Catholic Church and that, that they're turning a blind eye to what happened to little kids, sex trafficking, because of the open borders. Catholic bishops, no, we're worried about that. Well, here's the thing. Just remember, folks, listen to me very carefully when I say this. JD Vance, he doesn't care what he says because he says the truth. And the reason I like that is because I like to say the truth as well. Remember, I came from a very Catholic country. So much to the fact that some of the Christian brothers, Brother McCarry, there you go, that's his name, Brother McCarry, he was a kiddie fiddler. He touched kids. He touched children. Okay? And I'm not scared of anybody coming after me because he did. Because it's gone through all the courts, and maybe he's dead, I don't know. Maybe he's rotting in hell. I don't know. But yes, so when it comes to that kind of stuff, I'm not afraid to say anything. I'll say what needs to be said. I'm not afraid of any of that kind of stuff. Neither is JD Vance. He's going to say, and in 4 years' time, when JD Vance is sitting there, actually, in 4 years' time, I will be a citizen of the United States of America. And I can tell you one thing. If JD Vance says to me, he comes down and he says, Odi, can I count on your vote, buddy? I'm like, you know what, JD? 100%. 100%. I give you the vote. I would have voted for Donald this time, but not quite a citizen. Didn't have the vote yet. What have we got on the text? Let me just pop in here for 1 second. Odi, shout out to Kid Flaccid. Yeah, thanks for that one, buddy. Odi, it says disband FEMA. There is mutual aid agreements between states that exist before FEMA. It was created and it was much more effective. There you go. That's what I was thinking. When I come back, a little bit, a little bit out there. Again, Odi doesn't mind what he says. But when I come back, do you think that it is time for England to give everything back? You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WORD. It is the voice of the Carolinas. That would be an ecumenical matter, Trey. Would the federal taxes go down and the state taxes go up if FEMA goes away and the states do their own thing? I don't know. I don't know about that, buddy. I need to fix. Sorry, I just fixing the camera. Just fixing the camera. Got too close to the screen. Just killed the camera. Yeah, that would be an ecumenical matter. Tell you what, Trey, I will ask the question. I will ask the question about federal taxes on air, and we'll see what the good people have to say. Uncle Danny had mentioned many times about getting rid of income tax. I pray he keeps his word. And that one thing, yeah. No, yes. We pay too much taxes as it is. We pay tax on tax on tax. You know, we pay taxes on our earnings. We pay taxes on what we buy. We pay taxes on fuel. We pay taxes. We just constantly pay tax. Here's one thing that we should not pay tax on. Or if we do pay tax on it, take the tax off before it even gets out there. Do you know what? Hang on, David. I'm going to talk about this back on air. We're back on air in 1 minute and 25 seconds, and I will talk about that on air. Are we going with Uncle Donny? Is he Uncle Donny? I think he's Uncle Donny because he's like your uncle. He is. He's like that uncle. You know the uncle. You know that uncle when you were a kid. You know you'd be in at a family event, and he's the uncle. He'd have the $5 bill in his hand, and he'd walk up to you like, "Say nothing. Don't tell your mother. Don't." I'm going to mention that as well. We'll talk about that. That's what Donald Trump is. That's what he seems like to me. He's kind of like, George, say that. You know that uncle that we all have, that uncle that we're just kind of like, that's my boy. That's Donny. I think he's looking out for us. I think he wants to help us. Trying to try and get him on the show. Do you know how amazing that would be if I could have Donald sitting right there? I think my head might explode. It does fit. Gardens. That's what Jack would say. He's like, gardens. To the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line I go. JD Vance is freaking amazing. His life story is a hillbilly on Netflix, I believe, based off a book. JD Vance has as sharp as a tack, as you said. Yes, he is. Well, Donald is as well, Uncle Donny. And he is so quick to answer questions. There is no as, none of that kind of stuff. And that is the thing. I believe if somebody, you can watch Donald having a press conference. I do it. I do the and ahs. Now, if I'm just spitballing, having fun, like I'm doing here tonight, we're having fun, we're having conversations, and I've got my bullet. I say it many times. I've got my bullet points to talk about. I don't have a script, so I will drop in a couple of and ahs. And here's something else. You know, Odi has a bit of dyslexia about him, so when I'm reading the text messages, I'm like, what are they? Yeah, okay, got it. And yeah, I know you text with an American accent. Yes, you do. You text with an American accent. But yeah, no, and there is ums and ahs. But when Uncle Donny, and I'm going to take to calling him Uncle Donny because on the stream, David has said it's Uncle Donny, so it's going to be Uncle Donny. He reminds me of that uncle that we all had. You know the uncle. You'd be at a family event, and you might walk up to him, and you could be a little kid, you could be about 10 or 15 or younger, and you'd walk up to Uncle Donny, and you remember the trick, the trick that they do, and they'll put the little $5 bill in between their fingers, and they'll shake your hand and be like, don't tell your parents now. Go on. Go get yourself a can of Coke there or something. Go. Or yeah, that's kind of what he's like. He's the uncle that always looked out for you. If you got in trouble at home and he happened to be at the house, like, don't be giving out to him. Don't be too cruel on him. That's what I feel Uncle Donny's like. Look after his family, which is America, which is he's the uncle. He's our Uncle Donny. And JD's the same. JD doesn't he doesn't like Sleepy Joe. When Sleepy Joe was talking, there was ums and there was ahs. Yeah. Now a question came in to me a minute ago, and I'm going to talk about this before I talk about the English Museum keeping everything that they stole. I'm going to talk about that. Let me know your thoughts about that as well. Trey said to me, Odi, would the federal taxes go down and the state taxes go up if FEMA goes away and if the states do their own thing? Now, I'm not too sure. I'm not up to speed 100% on the state taxes and the tax laws. So I want you, my listener, to tell me, do you know would the federal taxes go down and the state taxes go up if FEMA goes away? Not too sure about that. Now, as you know, a few of you have been to England, and you might have gone to the British Museum. My question is, it was something that was brought up to me. Again, I've said this many times. If you want me to talk about anything, and I mean anything, we talked about OnlyFans last week. Yes, we were talking about OnlyFans. So I will talk about pretty much anything you want, as long as it's not too naughty. I can talk about it. And somebody sent me a message, and they asked, would I talk about the British Museum and the fact if you go into the British Museum that you will see items from every single corner of the world. Now, how did they get those items? Well, they just took them. There is a lot of items from Ireland. There is a lot of items from America. There is items from the Native Americans, arrowheads, bows, carvings. There's lots of every single part of the world has something in it in the British Museum. And whether England should return the artifacts or not from the museum, it's a very complex issue with arguments from both sides. And some say that the artifacts should be returned to their countries of origin, and other people are saying that the museum is the best place to keep them. And there is there's ethics arguments that many people believe that the objects were taken about consent and they should be returned. Yes, some of them were. And what are your thoughts on this? Is that should the English government say, well, look, not everything that we have here was taken legally, or should they at least ask for it? Should they ask for something back? Like if there's something, if you went into your buddy's house and he had a really nice coffee mug, are you just going to take it and then, display it in your house? Let me know your thoughts. Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800-905-0989. On the text line, Odi, it is my understanding that FEMA goes away, not the money. Not too sure what you mean about that one. Does that mean that we still need to pay taxes on it? Do we still need to pay taxes for FEMA, even though FEMA is not gone? And yes, I know the money goes to help. And I will not stop stand in the way from helping people that are in need, because, people are in need. They need all the help they can get. I don't know if this is a joke or not. Odi, I've heard ads for hidden hearing aids. Could you tell me the name of the company? I didn't hear it correctly. I think it's a good one, but but yeah, no, we were talking about the about England and about the museum. Should they give back everything that they had? There is some artifacts have cultural significance. Like there's a lot of Irish artifacts from the Irish Civil War and from the War of Independence that are now in the British Museum. They were taken as spoils of war. So I just want to know, what are your thoughts about that? Do you think that museums should give back artifacts that, I don't want to say stolen, or here's something else. If there is something from, I don't know, from 1776, maybe something belonged to George Washington that happened to find its way over to England, do you think that the UK should say, give Donald a call and, hey, Uncle Donny, we have this flag. It's one of the original flags, and we have it flying here, or not flying, but we have it displayed here. Can we hang on to it? Can we keep it? And Uncle Donny might say, no, we want it back. It's one of our flags, and they'll be like, okay, well, all right. If you have to give it back to you, have to give it back to you. No, it's just something that a listener texted into me, and I asked a question. On the text line, FEMA does nothing for us. They are useless layer of lazy federal bureaucrats, and they do not do any work. We'd save money by getting rid of it. Well, thank you, Texter. No, I agree with you. I didn't see anything that they did. I mean, I have friends not friends in North Carolina, but I have people who worked in North Carolina during the emergency that was taking place, and they didn't see a whole lot happening. They didn't see a whole lot on the ground. There wasn't a lot of boots on the ground. It took a long time for everything. And there is a lot of people who are still struggling in North Carolina, in Western North Carolina, in around the Asheville area. There's a lot of people who are still homeless, living in tents. Just think about that for 1 second, living in tents. What happened here the last couple of days? I got out of my house one morning, and I was going to work. I leave the house at about 5:45, 6 o'clock, and it was -7 in centigrade, in Celsius, which is about, I think it's about 13 degrees, 12, 13 degrees. Can you imagine living outside? Can you imagine in a tent with your family? Okay? So you're sitting down here tonight, and you're listening to Odi, and you could be in your car, your wife, your husband. You might have a couple of kids in the back, a couple of dogs, a couple of cats. Imagine if you all had to stay in a tent because Sleepy Joe didn't help out in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. How far did the $750 get you? Just answer me that one. How far did the $750 that Sleepy Joe and Calamity, because she was a calamity, how far did that get you? How many hotel rooms? How many hotel nights? Average hotel is what, $120 a night for one room? So maybe a week, maybe 6 days, 6 nights in a hotel for the $750. Well, Uncle Donny's going to fix that. No, he said he was going to fix it. He 100% said he's going to fix it. He's going to get rid of the red tape. He said he's going to make sure that, people are looked after, people are safe. And I'm not sure 100%. I've seen a couple of reports where people, because of Uncle Donny and cousin JD, that people now have a roof over their head. They're in a much better standing. They're in a better place because, well, Donny's back in office. And here's the thing, and I did have people say to me, "Oh, Odi, why is the taxes? Why is the prices of gasoline still expensive? And why is the price of eggs? Why is it still $6 for a dozen eggs?" Rome wasn't built in a day, guys. When something gets really badly messed up, you can't fix it in 30 seconds. You can't. It takes a minute. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WORD. This is the voice of the Carolinas. What have we got? Katrina, you're very welcome to the show. I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can give the marbles back. Yeah, no, I'm strongly with you on that, but I don't know if they can. I think there's something in place that they can't give the marbles back. Yeah, no, I don't. They belong to Greece and Greece. I saw them. I thought they were really cool. Hannah, thank you so much. That is awesome. All of the Hendricks family. Yeah. The kids in bed. I get a little bit loud and a little bit angry, but the kids are in bed. Diddle diddle dink 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 dink. Stuff was taken time in history when things were different and responsible. Hannah, thank you so much. That actually really means it really means a lot to me. No, it really does. And I really appreciate you listening. Like, no, I'm not just. I'm really not saying that. I really appreciate. I appreciate everybody that tunes in, but I really appreciate the fact that you still listen. And I hope I entertain you as best as I can. I may say things a little bit silly sometimes, but no, thank you so much, Dave. What we can't be. Yeah, it was a long time ago that they take them, Dave. It was a long time. I was playing U2 lately, Dave. Or Trey, sorry. As you know, I play guitar. So much to the fact that I have a plectrum tattooed on my arm. See, says where music fails or where words fail, music speaks, and that's something that I live by because music speaks to my soul a lot. Music can make your favorite Irish presenter cry like a little baby. Yeah. Some powerful music really gets to me. It really just, I well up and the tears come and I'm just like, and I'm not sad. It's a huge mix of emotions, but music does that to me. And I've listened to music all my life. I've always listened to music. Seriously, Hannah, stop now. But thank you. Do I have a lot of pedals? I don't. I actually, Trey, I have a Line 6 guitar, and it has a lot of effects built into the guitar, and I have an amplifier that has some. I have a Line 6 amplifier as well. So between my Line 6 guitar and the amplifier, it does a lot of the stuff that I need. It doesn't do the full reverb, and it doesn't do the full echo, but it does a lot. It does. I can nearly make the U2 sound. Can't really slightly get it. But yeah, no. Anyway, Hannah, thank you so much as well. And Trey, cheers for the questions, man. And that's what I'm here for as well. Any question that you want to ask, yes, I'm live and yes, I'm streaming, and I will always answer. I'll get to the stream whenever I get a chance. Anyway, let's go back and do radio, shall we? And you're very welcome back to Sunday Nights with Odi Fitzgerald. Getting some getting some lovely comments on the stream. Really, really good, lovely comments on the stream. If you don't know, on the stream, I continue to keep talking and we talk about different stuff on the stream. There is some stream exclusives. You can get it on the 98.9 WORD Facebook page and my own Facebook page, Odi_Fitzgerald. And you can get it on my YouTube account as well, which is Odran Fitzgerald, ODRAN Fitzgerald. And I have fun there. Don't forget, you can get in contact with me live here in the studio, because I am live here in the studio every Sunday night on the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line, 800-905-0989. Or if you want to, you can call me on the PhD weight loss talk line is 800-905-0989. Remember, one number does it all. On the text line, let me see where this one was. This was something that caught my eye. Got another limerick in from Alan. Alan, I'm going to read that one to myself, all right? I was talking about the British Empire and the fact that they have taken a lot of stuff from around the world. And the texter said to me, far be it for me to be pro-British, still a little touchy subject considering that they tried to starve our ancestors yesterday, but we're not going to hold it against them. And they're saying that the items existed and work in the effort to put in the British Empire can explore and collect these items. Yes, I believe Britain's neighbours should get their stuff back, which is the Irish, and not so with every archaeological exhibit from across the globe. Long live red and green. Yeah, possibly. Another text message came into me, and remember, anything that you want to put forward towards me is, I'm there. That's what I'm here for. Any subject that you want to talk about, I will talk about it. Texter said, Odi, which part of Ireland are you from? Are you from the north, south, or central? I need to research more. I know slightly about the potato famine, and I'm curious about the North Ireland Army. I think the religious war with the Protestants, yeah, and it was also, I got 10.5 thousand for my property damage and the food we lost. Now I feel bad. See, I don't know what property was worth. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what property is worth, because I'm currently looking to see if I can get some property for myself, a couple of acres, cows. Raise some cows and maybe pigs. I don't know. But getting back to your original question, what part of Ireland are you from? I was born in County Cork, and it is the rebel county. Yes, we are the rebel county. That is what it's called, because long before Dublin was the capital of Ireland, people considered that the People's Republic of Cork, yes, we are a little entity onto our own. We are part of the Irish nation, 100% part of it, but we like to think that we're the better part of it. I'm from County Cork. I was born in Cork, and then I moved to the Midlands, which is right, like literally right in the middle. If you know the singer Niall Horan from One Direction, he was in One Direction. He's now out on his own. He's a solo artist. Niall's dad used to live about 4 doors down from my house when I lived in Ireland. I think he still lives there. My house is still there, and yeah, I think he still lives there. So that's where I'm from. There is no North of Ireland army. It's the British Army. The north of Ireland is 6 counties, and it is controlled by England. It is controlled by the King Charlie, and it is the British Army that are policing it. They're no longer policing it, because there's no hard border anymore. There is slightly a hard border, because, as you know, England left the United Nations. Or not the United Nations, the European Union, and Ireland are still part of the European Union, which is, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's a very bad state of affairs. But I'm, again, not going to talk about that one tonight. The famine itself, it was a potato famine because we were left, Irish people. Now, again, this was a long time ago. And there's no grudges held. There's really not. And the potato famine was caused by the English because there was a lot of food. There was tremendous amounts of food in Ireland. But the thing is, the English decided that they wanted to take it all because the English had colonized Ireland, and all of the food that was being produced in Ireland was being sent over to England. All that was being left was poor man's food, which is potatoes. And as we know, potatoes are really nice. That was all that was left. And because, as you know, if you plant the same food over and over and over again in any soil, you're going to get blights, you're going to get diseases in the soil, and therefore the crops failed. So that's what happened. Now, going from that into, hang on, stay there, I'm not going anywhere, just pop it over here, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. Oh, yes. As you know, at the start of the year, I set a goal for myself. I didn't set anything, I didn't set a resolution. It was a goal, and I decided that I needed to go, and I needed to get stuff done. I needed to lose a little bit of weight, and I needed to get healthy again. So I've been tracking my journey, and you've been tracking the journey along with me. And I've got good news for you, because as you know, I am a member of the, and yes, we can all dance like Donald. I'm doing it now. When I started my journey 3 weeks ago, I was coming in at 258.9 pounds. Okay, 258.9 pounds. That is nearly 260 pounds. I am 6 foot tall in my bare socks, 6 foot tall. And Friday, I went to the gym and I done a small little workout. Nothing too hectic. My stomach wasn't feeling fantastic. I had a dodgy Chinese the night before. That's what I'm putting it down to. And I weighed myself. No, and yes, I know it is not all about the weight. Not all about the weight. It is about how you feel. But I can happily tell you that on Friday, when I weighed myself, I was 248 pounds. That's it, folks. I am down 10 pounds, and I am feeling absolutely amazing. I can get up the stairs without doing my Darth Vader impression at the end of it. 10 pounds. I'm very happy. I was in work on Thursday, and my britches were feeling a little bit loose. And do you know what I did? I went in one belt hole. Yes, I did. So, I'm feeling great. It's been 3 weeks doing a little bit. People are asking what I'm doing. I'm doing a little bit of work in the gym. I'm walking. I'm not running. Do a little bit of walking in the gym, on one of the bikes, cycling for a small bit. Nothing too crazy. About 15 minutes of a walk and about 20 minutes of a cycle. And then I'm doing all of the weight machines, just the weight machines. I'm not doing free weights, not doing anything like that. And I'm swimming. I'm trying to swim about 3 kilometers, which is about 2.3 miles in a week. And that's what I'm doing. And yes, I know I used to swim a lot, used to swim an awful lot when I was younger, and I'm getting back into it. And you know what? I'm just a wee bit proud of myself, ever so slightly. Let's listen to this again. So I'm happy. I am happy. And, I'm starting to feel healthy, and I'm starting to feel happy about everything. And you could do it too. If you're not already doing it, are you doing it? Have you continued on the journey with Odi? I don't know. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. When I come back, I got a funny one for you. I'm going to be talking about the fact that the Matrix is getting a little bit lazy. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Matrix. Yeah, no, sorry, Bev. So I can't play the music on the stream. Yeah, I can't. I can only play it on the thing. On the radio. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. No, the word radio thing. There's no need to be unhappy, young man. Yeah, I could play it on the stream, but I'll get flagged and then my whole stream will be taken down and then I can't play it anymore and I can't play music. So just hum along with it, just pretend. Yeah, YMCA. YMCA. Yeah, you can do. You just play along. It's all good. Odie's tired. Odie's getting giddy. I am tired. Actually, I'm tired now today. Who is texting the Odie? Not a whole lot of people. Oh, Harold, I'm just after seeing the message you sent me. Do you want me to mention it? I can. Harold, if you're still there, buddy, I will talk about it if you want me to. If not, I won't. I think I'm going to get home and I'm going to take some Lemsip, which is an Irish cold and flu thing. And I'm going to put some Vicks Vapor Rub on my feet, put my socks on, and go to sleep. All right, let us do the last segment. All right, Harold, I'll talk about that. Yeah, I think I'll just touch under the weather, but I'll be fine. Hot shower will do me as well. Heat. You hear that? Probably. Headphones are loud. Yeah, I was talking about having a dodgy stomach there a couple of days ago. I think this song is very fitting. Just think of the name of the song. And you get the rest. So, a very good friend of mine, Harold Reed, sent me a message earlier on. And before we get to talk to the Matrix, let me know if you have any instances where you think the Matrix got lazy and, they just kind of, it didn't really happen or, it just kind of, it glitched a little bit. Let me know. But Harold sent me a message and he said, I would be having one of my original songs featured on the Grammy Awards weekend live stream, and it is happening on the 31st of January. So, Harold, congratulations, buddy. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. And don't forget, if you're listening out there, you are more than welcome to let me know of any big event that is happening in your life, and I will be sure if it's something that you want to share with the nation, because as you know, yes, we cover a lot of states on the antenna. We have 100,000 watts of power beaming out all of the voices here. You got my voice, which is, the first show of the week. Yeah. Oh yeah. First live show of the week, Odi, because as we know, Sunday starts or the week starts on Sunday. Everybody knows that. The week starts on Sunday night with the most beautiful voice here on radio, the Irish dulcet tones of your favorite nearly American. Yeah, it is the Sunday nights with Odi Fitzgerald. Yeah, Odi, good guy. And Joey's on the morning. Joey was on with me last week. Joey's kicks off the Monday morning listening. Tara kicks in about 6 o'clock. Then we go to Mike, who's here from 10 o'clock. And we have Bill Frady and then Charlie James. All of those lovely voices that are echoing across the many states that we can be picked up on a nice still night, late at night. That's the best time to listen. The best time to listen to radio to get the clearest and brightest signal you can is at nighttime. You know that? Did you know that? A few people knew that. A lot of people that are on ham radios, they get the best signal at nighttime. Yes, I know it's not nighttime everywhere in the world, but it is nighttime now. And you can pick us up a long way away. But if you're further afield and if you want to bring News Talk at 98.9 WORD with you in your pocket, because we all have a device in our pocket. Now, there's a few people that don't have smartphones. I know a couple of people. But if you want to bring our dulcet tones, our interesting tones, remember, we bring you the facts as they happen. We let you know news as it breaks. Whenever there's breaking news, we're the first ones to tell you. And we don't fluff the news. We don't mess it up. We tell you what happens as it happens, where it happens, when it happens, good, bad, or indifferent. You can tune in on the Odyssey app. You can download it on your phone. Go to Odyssey, AUDACY. AUDACY. It's the Odyssey app, and we're all there. We are all on the app. You can hear absolutely everything, and you can listen back to all of the shows as well, all of the podcasts. They're all on the Odyssey app, so don't forget to check any of those out. On the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line, 800-905-0989. Texter says, thank you, Odi. That was very interesting history. I appreciate you. Well, I appreciate you for listening too. I understand the blight, and even in my garden, if we don't replenish the soil, the crop, we have to switch out the crop. Yeah, thank you very much. And somebody else says, Odi, congratulations on the weight loss. Odi, you're an inspiration. Well, look, I'm just trying to help a little bit. I'm just trying to help out a wee bit if you can. Odi, there are indeed grudges to be held. We were talking about the English, and there's at this stage, is there? I mean, I don't hold a grudge. Should you hold a grudge? I don't. Look, if you want to hold a grudge, you can. But what's it they say? If you hold a grudge, eye for an eye, eventually everybody's blind. And it's the same with Sleepy Joe. He's gone now. He's done. I know he messed everything up. I know he done a lot of damage, but Uncle Donnie's back in and Cousin JD is here as well. So, everything's going to be good. Everything's going to be fine. Another texter says, Odi, you can't beat the coast of Mayo. I've been there. I've done a lot of fishing off the coast of Mayo. If I go sea fishing in Ireland, I normally go off the coast of Mayo. So there is some good fishing up there. And Mayo they got hammered. They got absolutely battered by wind. There was 160 mile an hour winds on the Irish coast over the week. There is still 1 million houses without electricity. The electricity board what is it called? Electrical board services are doing their best to get all the houses back online, but a lot of people are charging up in their cars, and a lot of people have no phone signal. So if you're the praying type, give a little little thought for everybody back in Ireland who are suffering kind of like we did. The winds are strong and there was a lot of damage done. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, a couple of fatalities happened in Ireland over the last couple of days with the wind. But yeah, no, the flooding was nowhere near like we experienced here. But my heart still goes out to them. I still have a lot of family living in Ireland, a lot of friends living in Ireland, and my thoughts are with them because they're going through what we went through a couple of weeks back. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I think somebody was tickling my nose. I'm very sorry about that. So just keep the Irish people in your prayers, thoughts and prayers. They've had a tough week. Now, if you were playing baseball Okay, and if you were on a field and there was somebody on the opposing team who looked exactly like you, talked exactly like you, had the same hair color, same matching beard, and the same glasses, you'd be a little bit weirded out, wouldn't you? You think it was a prank. But if they had the exact same name as you, yeah, the exact same name, Brady Fiegel, well, the other guy was called Brady Fiegel as well. Two baseball players. Anybody big into baseball, they will know, they will have heard about these guys. They're exactly the same person. The Matrix has really slowed down with this one. Have you heard about it? Look it up. Look up Brady Fiegel. Well, the two of them. It doesn't matter which one you look up because they look like long lost brothers. They're about the same age as each other and everything looks exactly the same. There is absolutely no DNA match with them. Would you think that the Matrix was after messing up? Would you think that Matrix is just, we don't care in the Matrix anymore? We're just going to have a little bit of fun. What would you do? Oh, Dave, thank you very much. He blessed me on the thank you for my sneeze. I don't think I actually don't think I ever sneezed on live radio before. Now, something that I talk about, and I want to talk about it again tonight. Last week, when the show finished up, I got a text in from, I stay in the studio for a few minutes after the show, and I got a text in from a texter, and they said they were having a little bit of a hard time. And I invited them to give me a call because, as I say, I'm in the studio for a while, and I will answer phones. If a phone is ringing, I'm going to answer it. And he was having a wee bit of a hard time. I'm not going to go big into detail, but I chatted to him for a while and told a couple of jokes. And, he chatted and he told me a few things that were on his mind. And, I like to think I help him a little bit. This is something like, a good guy. He's a good guy, a really good guy. And have a chat. And if you're thinking that, things are getting a little bit too hard on you, if you think that things are getting a little bit on top of you, well, there's always help. There is always help out there. And as I say, there is always help for somebody who asks. And if you feel like you need a little bit of help, if you need a little bit of, someone to talk to, well, you can call the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. It is available 365 days of the year, 24 hours a day. It is the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You can call them on 988. The number again is 988. And now if you feel that you don't want to talk to somebody, but you still want to get in contact with them, then you can text them. You can drop a text to 988. And there is going to be somebody on the other end of the phone who is waiting to talk to you, waiting to hear from you, waiting to talk to you. There is always help. There is always help for everybody out there. I don't want to see anybody else leaving this planet way too early. So remember that number again for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is 988. That about wraps it up for me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everybody that has taken part in the show tonight. This is what I do the show for. I do the show for you. Try to bring you as much information as I can. And remember, if there's anything, absolutely anything that you want to talk about, you get in contact with me and we will have the chats. We will discuss it here on the show. I'll be back next week with the guys on Saturday night for the Pulse. Until then, slán bhaile. Bye. All right, my streamers, I will talk to you next week. Have fun in everything you do. Don't do anything I would do because chances are you get in trouble for it. All right, guys. See you Saturday night. Slán bhaile. Bye.